Many thanks to Fatal Attraction Vanilla servers, Atlas, One Original DayZ servers, Clash Vanilla servers, Sgt. Pepper's DayZ Invasion server, Sea of Tools Cloud, BFK Free World servers, and Double Tap for making this video possible. The DayZ devs have surprised us yet again by releasing the boat before we get Frostline, so in this video we're going to be testing the limits of these new rubber boats, checking out the awesomeness that this will bring to DayZ, and go over the updated changes coming in this patch. The new rubber boat vehicle coming to DayZ this patch looks like it's going to be available to everybody, so it's likely that you won't have to buy Frostline in order to get on one of these boats, as one of the screenshots from the developer is a boat on Livonia. This new boat comes in black, white with blue accents, orange and digital urban camo. For now, you only need to place a spark plug into the boat to get it working, with no way to fuel or refuel it for now, which will likely be added later, as it doesn't make sense that you won't run out of fuel. If left in water, it appears to drift around in random directions, so over a long enough time period, your boat will simply disappear by drifting away, with there being no option to anchor your boat. That's very important, but the ability to push a boat onto land and then keep it there and then push it back into the water when you want to use it again is there, so we do have the option to anchor it on land. This boat doesn't have any storage and may never allow any storage, as it doesn't make a lot of sense that a rubber boat with any pockets or any storage containers would allow you to store stuff unless they allow attachments in the future like the boat teaser showed us. This is quite unlikely though, as the 4 positions that players can sit in do take up most of the room inside the boat, allowing you to sit on either side, leaning on the side, and you can sit in this position, which I'm calling the Andrew Tate position, and obviously you can sit there as a driver too. While sat in any of these positions, you cannot do anything but change seats or stand up from your sitting position. There is no option to jump over the side quickly into the water. You simply stand up, with no actions to allow fishing, shooting, or even opening your inventory while sitting in this position. As a driver, you get this new HUD display, which is a lot like the vehicle, showing you minimal information for now, but this may be expanded upon based on the code that we found in the game files, displaying fuel levels, engine condition, like other vehicles do in the game. On this UI, we have 3 gears: forward, neutral and reverse, but holding down the turbo button or the shift on PC increases your speed forward or reverse, so it technically means there is 5 gears for the boat, or 4 if you're the type of person to go into the comments and complain about how neutral isn't actually a gear. The boat accelerates very quickly and at first is very stable, considering that this is a vehicle inside the game DayZ. This is groundbreaking technology here. Reversing is slower, as you might expect, and low speed maneuverability is fantastic, as a boat like this would be, allowing micro inputs to put the boat where you want to put it. As long as you're delicate, you can put this boat wherever you want to, a lot like a real boat. However, when turning sharply at high speed and holding a turn direction, DayZ becomes a lot like the Fast and the Furious. On the other hand, due to it being surrounded by water and this boat travelling at a decent speed, this is by far the safest way to travel in DayZ at speed. Not just because glitches mean you safely crash in water, but because shooting a player on a boat won't be easy at the speeds that this travels and at the distance it can travel away from the coast, especially if you're doing donuts. All jokes aside though, boats are an absolutely fantastic addition to DayZ, and I'm genuinely surprised how well these are working. As a first look on an experimental build, this boat is the best vehicle in the game in my book. Mostly though because you can friggin' shoot out of it while it's moving. As long as you don't go too fast, you can be on the boat, not sitting in it, not take damage from the movement of the boat, and you can shoot from it. Turning the boat keeps you with the boat, and multiple players can shoot from the boat. You can have, say, 10 people maybe if you squeeze onto here, allowing mass drive-by shootings. Now if you go too fast, you will slide off of the boat and you can take damage from boat collisions, so boats crashing into stuff can damage you and the players inside the boat, but it appears to be minor damage, with the propeller, when it's turned on, not damaging players when you're near it, or even if you go over players in reverse or forwards, it's not going to do a massive amount of damage to players. While that's all well and good for our survival, you cannot currently fish from the boat. When you attempt to fish, it just makes you slide off like this. It's very strange. But they did mention that there are some issues with boats in the new patch notes that we got, of which here are the known issues. When travelling at high speed, the character can glitch underwater if you jump out of the vehicle when it's at high speed. It is not possible to currently repair boats, but I guess that's something they want to work on in the future, and you can push a boat from inside the boat. So these are things that they're going to fix. Boats cannot take damage from melee attacks, there's missing damage textures on boats, and ruined boats will still operate. Again, some stuff they need to fix. Also, some animations are bugged when used in conjunction with the boat, one of them being fishing on the boat as I showed you earlier, as well as pulling dead bodies out of boats, but I didn't see any issues with pulling dead bodies out of boats, and there's unique animations for each side that you pull them out. In bringing boats to this version of Experimental, some other changes came with it, so here's some of the more noteworthy stuff that was in the patch notes. We now have DayZ Frostline info on the main menu, so instead of Livonia being here, it's now going to be Frostline. An experimental watermark with version number in the top left is now going to be shown on experimental servers. They've added new sound effects for pneumonia and fishing with an improvised fishing rod, which I'll go over in another video. They reduced the inventory capacity of backpacks and some larger jackets. If you didn't know, a lot of inventory slots have been removed from a lot of gear to reduce how much we can carry. This is in addition to the reductions that were made in patch 1 of 1.26. An interesting change is that cooking meat from predators, so wolf meat and bear meat, has a 40% chance of removing the parasites that cause salmonella on you, with no warning that this may cause sickness still, so the meat looks exactly the same. The description doesn't really tell you much, but then again, the human meat that gives you kuru doesn't give you any warning that it's going to give you kuru, so this might not change. And finally, they reduce the sound ranges of ambient animals, which might just mean birds and crickets, or it could mean passive animals like rabbits and chickens only. Let me know your take on these changes, and obviously your opinion on this early version of Boats 2, with this video detailing my suspicions on what else might be coming to this patch 2. Thank you very much for watching, and have a good day.